Russell back with Gwinnett Lawns in beautiful. Gonna be a nice day. Atlanta, Georgia. Today is October the 15th. Yep, 15th, 2025. And it is cold. It's probably, I don't know, high 40s right now, which is about normal for the winter. About normal for the fall in October. It's going to get up to like 85 degrees today, so this is kind of like in the spring here where it's cold in the morning and the evening, and it'll get up in nice temperature. Shorts weather again this afternoon, but I'm very excited because that horrendous cluster of oak trees, there's like 4 of them over there, they're getting removed today. That's right, they're getting removed. So those are on my neighbor's property, and as you can see, well, maybe you can't, but it's killing the Bermuda. So that way is west, and the really hot, good sun that this Bermuda needs to thicken up and be thick like this, well, these trees are blocking it. So plus it produces a horrible amount of leaves, and gets, the wind usually blows this way and gets in everybody's yard. So I made her the offer that if she would have those trees taken out, I'll bring dirt in and fix that so we got nice Bermuda in there, and it'll look like the rest of the yard. I do service her yard. So here's the quick question. There's my Leland cypress, make it look like a floating Christmas tree. Should I remove that? Should I have it cut down? The guy that's going to be doing the work he goes to my church. He's an arborist. He's been doing it about 40 years, and he has a tree company. And he is the one that, if you look back in past videos, I had a big giant river birch right here that I needed to take out because of the driveway extension. But yeah, that thing, I didn't realize it was as tall as it was. It went from, when they cut it down, it went all the way to the fence and just barely missed the air conditioner in the house. He's real good. But anyway, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get any footage of this. They'll probably be here in about an hour, and they're pretty quick. So if they're still here when I get back doing the yards, then we'll get some footage. But I wanted to ask you guys, while I'm going to go ahead and make my way to the first yard. I have a question. This is the real question of the day. Do you guys and gals have a plan, an exit plan for lawn care? And how long are you going to be doing lawn care? So if you're just starting and you want to be full-time, or if you have been doing it a long time, I'm coming up on being 60 years old, and I've been doing this since I was 12. I started when I was 12 years old. Now I did other things in between that. I haven't done it full-time since I was 12, obviously, but yes. So I'm thinking about things like that, because while I do enjoy doing this, there's a lot of things that I would like to do. I'm not going to say instead, but maybe in addition to. I ride dirt bikes. I love working on cars. That's my favorite thing to do. So I don't know. I think that I probably will continue to do this at full time at least another 5 years, right? I'm not the kind of person that can just be retired and go sit and watch TV. That would drive me absolutely crazy. I have to be doing something productive. Now, what I'm thinking about doing, maybe, is when I get around 65 or so, maybe just kind of go back to maybe something part-time. Well, that could be a couple days a week. Maybe I work a week, and because most of the yards I do are bi-weekly, so maybe I work a week and the next week is open, or maybe I just, I don't know, something like that, where I'm only doing about half of what I'm doing. I don't know yet. I haven't figured that out, but it's something that you need to be thinking about. It is very important that I am very blessed. I thank God for giving me really good health and strength. I think a lot of that comes because of my diet. I eat really good. I lift weights. I've lifted weights. I started when I was 19, and I am in the gym 4 days a week now, but for the majority of the time I was lifting weights, I was in there 6 days a week. I get about 15 or 20,000 steps a day. I don't drink, smoke, stuff like that, so I think I'm pretty darn healthy for being almost 60. I don't have any issues, praise the Lord. But this is hard on your body. I mean, it's hard. So you got to get enough recovery. You got to be able to, you got to be eating right. You got to sleep. That is so important. You got to sleep really good. Stay hydrated, and don't do stupid stuff like wrecking on a dirt bike. I didn't really wreck, but I kind of jacked my knee up. But it's getting better still. Anyway, these are things you need to think about. Now, I do not have any desire to have a gigantic lawn company where I've got tons of crews and all that. I don't. I like mowing. I enjoy it. It's fun to me. It is kind of a grind in the middle of, when we get in the middle of summer and it's super hot, but I like the heat, and I like doing it because there's some instant gratification, because you can see, especially if it's overgrown, you get to see your results of your work. So I like that. The only problem that I see is the prices of lawn care that we can charge are not going up with other things that, like automotive repair and things like that. This industry has a very low barrier to entry, meaning that if you decide you want to get in the lawn business, basically you can go to Home Depot, get you a mower, a blower, and a weed eater, or maybe even have those things, and basically you're in business, right? So there's a lot of people that get in, a lot of people that get out. Let's say that you make $15-20 an hour working for somebody else, and you come in and you're like, I'm going to go do lawn care, and you cut your neighbor's yard for $35, which would be ridiculous, I would think, even in most markets. But you're like, wow, I made $35 an hour. I was only making 15 or 20 at wherever you're working, but that's not your real, you've got tons of expenses that you don't have when you work for somebody else, and that $35 an hour is not really $35 an hour of profit. It's way less than what you were making. But people don't see that up front, and they, I'm not trying to discourage anybody from getting in lawn care, but I'm just saying you have got to charge what you're worth, and as you develop skills and get better, you've got to really charge. I am on as far as prices, I'm on the higher end of the market for Atlanta. I was that guy that was super cheap. I was getting 100% of my estimates approved, which is a sign that you're too cheap. And I was like, man, I'm doing all this work and I can't make any more money because I can't do any more yards. And I'm like, why? So I raised my prices thinking I was going to lose customers, and I lost 0. And I did that over several years. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be at the high end of the market. And if I get 40% of my estimates approved, I'm super happy with that, because 40 to 50% approval rate for your estimates, and you're probably right in the dollar amount that you're going to be able to charge. I could charge a little more, on the same size properties, some of my existing customers, but it's just stuff is going up, man. That, you know, mowers, I just bought that Super S. Mowers are stupid expensive. A big 37 horsepower zero turn, some of those things are 20 grand or more. So it's a very expensive business, and since COVID, the prices of lawn equipment just have gone up. Just, it's too much, and we can't raise our prices that much, so you got to backfill it with other stuff like, you know, bush jobs and mulch and pine straw and other things like that. So anyway, yeah, so if you're just getting into lawn business, please think about, you know, your expenses and your income, and try to, and it's going to take you a while. Pricing is the hardest thing in this business. Cutting, mowing, doing mulch, all that stuff is easy. Getting the pricing right, and I still, even after all these years, I still a lot of times are like, man, I did this too cheap. Not the mowing so much, because I know how long it takes to do yards, but everything else, you know. So, but sometimes you miss on the mowing. So, you know, you just have to kind of play it by ear and just write down your start and stop times, figure out how long it's taking you to do the yards, and once you do the yards, then you'll say, hey, I need to be charging more. But it's just, remember that every time you undercut yourself, if you're trying to improve, that's just some tuition that you paid to learn the business. Unless you've got somebody that's got it really dialed in, because everybody's market's different. What I charge is not going to be the same thing somebody in Kentucky can charge, or somebody in California, or wherever. It's, this area that I'm in is a really good market for higher end, but the yards are bigger, they're more complicated, there's hills. So, you know, I would rather do a $40 yard that was super flat and small that I could do really fast than to do some of these yards for, you know, $90 that take an hour, and you got to deal with the hills and et cetera, et cetera. So that being said, please put down in your comments when or how long you plan on doing this, and if you want to do something part-time afterwards, or maybe you don't even know, maybe you haven't thought about it. But anyway, guys, if I'm able to get back to this tree island over here while they're working, I'll get some footage, but I'll show you what it looks like if they're done when I get back. Well, as promised, I just got home. It's about 3:23, and let me show you. It's gone. The bane of my existence and destroying my Bermuda is now gone. So I'm going to talk to my neighbor. I don't know if I'm going to do grass here or maybe make a big island, but probably grass. But they took that too. So I think I'm going to have the tree service take that Leland cypress down, because it's getting too big. But yes, those oak trees were, well, they put enough leaves out to fill all these yards right here. It's amazing. Anyway, I know my Bermuda is going to be happy, but I was not able to get here fast enough to see any of the carnage happen. So anyway, that's about it. I am going to go inside, and I've got some work to do, and I will see you guys on the next video.